what do you make of that Putin being the only one that hasn't congratulated President-elect Biden? What's that all about?
I don't know. Is Erdogan congratulated?
Yes, he has.
Oh, wow. The Dictators Club is all upset. They know game. But yeah, Pooty Poot. I know Russia Today has a program now where they're going to be highlighting Tara Reid again.
Oh.
And on Russia Today.
Okay.
Because, there's never been a sexual assault allegation against Donald Trump.
Yes.
So they've nothing to report there.
Wow. So, Malcolm, we just had Frank Laguzzi on because obviously a lot of speculation about what the WTF is going on at the Pentagon. I presume you think of the same thing. This is about covering their tracks on Russia, Ukraine, you name it. Nunez and all his stooges and Flynn's guy that they're installing them all at the Pentagon. What do you think?
I'm of two minds about this. I think certainly firing Esper was clearly about putting a loyalist into the Defense Department seat. But here's the problem. 70 days is no time at all to do anything at the Defense Department. You're talking about an agency that has an annual budget of $750 billion, hundreds of thousands of people in the field. If this guy, Chris Miller, another Miller, if he comes and he sits down, he goes, okay, I want you to bring me everything that we've collected at DIA on the Trump-Russia scandal. Every dime in the Pentagon will drop simultaneously. If he also starts talking about...
Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Oh, when I mean dimes will drop, I mean every person in that building will run to the New York Times, right, to report that. Mm-hmm. No one's going to do that. Defense Intelligence Agency is not going to do that. The National Security Agency isn't going to do that, even though they just put a hack in the general counsel's position, a conspiracy theorist in the general counsel's position at the National Security Agency. No one's talking to that guy. Let me tell you right now, I worked in that building. No one is going to give them nothing.
Can they wipe that DOD server that the Ukraine call is on?
No, that's impossible.
Okay.
See, you're trying to kill me.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
That's impossible.
Okay. Sorry.
Our system is not only encrypted, it's redundant on multiple levels.
Okay. Oh my God, I made Malcolm Nance hack up a lung. That's normally what he does to us, and I made Malcolm Nance hack up a lung.
No. Holy cow, you choked me out on that
Sorry.
one. All right,
Sorry.
So next, guys, are these morons that are going over from Devin Nunes's world, Kash Patel and Evan Watnick, Cohen Watnick, I can't recall this.
Yeah.
These two are political hacks. I am going to go out on a limb and make a prediction that they'll be arrested in the next year.
Wow.
Oh, no. What they did in the White House for Devin Nunes and in the House were criminal acts. They disclosed information. They may have disclosed information without actually getting the president to sign off on that information being disclosed. Just because the president says, yeah, that's a good idea. If he doesn't say, I specifically authorize you, I specifically declassify this information for disclosure to other parties outside of the White House, which means you declassify it, still classified.
Yeah.
Right?
Malcolm,
so by coming out and trying to subvert the Trump-Russia scandal, I think these two guys are getting these two positions as a form of title jumping so that they can say on Fox News, I was Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence.
Yeah.
Ezra Watnick Cohen was a freaking intern 4 years ago at Defense Intelligence Agency, and he's taking over from a 3-star Navy admiral.
Yeah. Malcolm, you've said for years, we're at a Benedict Arnold moment, which many of us believe we've already had several. I'm wondering how many future Benedict Arnold moments we could have. I'm wondering, has an ex-president ever been prosecuted for treason after they left office? Because I'm sure you, among other intelligence professionals, are saying, as ex-president, Trump could disclose the secrets he learned while in office. Current and former officials fear all presidents exit the office with valuable secrets on their heads, including the procedures for launching nuclear weapons, intelligence gathering capabilities, including assets deep inside foreign governments, and the development of new and advanced weapon systems. Trump has a history, of course, of disclosures. He checks the boxes of a counterintelligence risk. He's deeply in debt, angry at the U.S. government, particularly what he describes as the deep state conspiracy he believes tried to stop him from winning in 2016 and falsely claims is an illegal effort to rob him of re-election. A knowledgeable and informed president with Trump's personality characteristics, including a lack of self-discipline, would be a disaster. The only saving grace here is he hasn't been paying attention, said one expert. But want to know your take. We know he's in debt. We know he doesn't care about anybody but himself. And
I wrote two whole books about this.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I think this assessment has it right. He didn't pay attention.
Right.
There's very little that he can actually go out and expose. Some of the things that he can expose, which he might not be that damaging if he does. And of course, when he's out of office, he's a private civilian.
Yeah.
That means he can be prosecuted,
Yeah.
right? By the disclosure of classified information laws that we have on the books.
Don't you think
this is also not a bad time, okay, to, by the way, there is a law on the books. If you disclose the real name or activities of CIA officers, as we saw with Valerie Plame.
Right.
And the Republicans, of course, were going nuts over that. Donald Trump can be prosecuted for outing any of his classified programs. I suspect that if explained to him that this is another thing the liberals will send him to jail for, because he has no immunity.
Yeah.
There's no immunity to this.
But
I think he'll be careful about it. But he's not going to look. I think he didn't pay attention to any of these things, even the more classified special access programs of like CIA actual operations, unless he's talking. He goes, you know what was cool? Well, this mission where I sent these guys to do this thing.
Yeah.
And then a place where he may compromise himself is when they negotiated to get back the Catholic priests from Turkey. And if he goes, well, I had the CIA meet with these guys, and they met with these other guys, and then you find out, the CIA's role wasn't supposed to be disclosed in that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I would put somebody on this for the next 4 years.
Right. But I mean, he's already done it as president, right? With Kislyak in the Oval Office, with tweeting the picture of the Iranian satellite imagery. You're just like, oh my God.
Oh my God, the satellite imagery. Yeah, but that was, I mean, the Kislyak thing, we had been warning for a year he would do that. Right. He would brag to show off his capability, especially to his handler, Vladimir Putin, because, Vladimir Putin's KGB spy master, Donald Trump would want to show off that he has these capabilities, and he compromised a huge Israeli operation taking place in northern Syria. The last place you want to be associated with the Israelis, right? I mean, a free bullet comes with that from ISIS. So, I suspect that he will divulge more on Fox News inadvertently, and to his followers.
We have to hope that that you're right. He's so stupid and he doesn't pay attention that we're going to end in a, Rob Reiner Stonehenge on a cocktail napkin moment. Be like, this is the nuclear bunker. It's 6 inches wide. This is what I saw. That's what I remember. Here it is. I drew it for you. Okay. The headline is Civil War Brewing Inside the Proud Boys as top leader says he's done pretending he isn't a Nazi. You tweeted about your appearance on Bill Maher. Watch this thread. See me lay it out about how we are entering a retrograde history where Trump leads a political / paramilitary insurgency and rebellion. Well, all these knuckleheads are part of it, right? I mean, this is why Frank Filguzzi and others have said this is dangerous. I mean, we are arresting actual people with actual guns that are acting on these ridiculous vote fraud.
It is dangerous. You might recall a week or so ago, I said the drawing out of the election process, of the counting and not certifying, that may actually have diffused a lot of this tension amongst these people, because they were looking ready to fight election night.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the forums and places we were monitoring, they were ready to fight. By Wednesday morning, they had it in their heads that Donald Trump had won.
Yeah.
I mean, and then Thursday, the hard reality. Remember Thursday night? I stayed up all Thursday night. I couldn't sleep, fearing that I would miss some call. And then Friday, that's when, I went on Bill Maher, and Bill Maher called the election. So, but these guys now have not heard from Donald Trump for almost, 5 days.
Well,
other
he
than
tweeted
Twitter,
20,
we will win.
Yeah, he tweeted 22 times last night, but right.
Yep.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, just vote fraud, vote fraud. Yes, Travis.
He's actually made his first public appearance. He went to Arlington today for Veterans Day.
Oh, he went to visit the suckers and losers. Okay.
Yeah, you should also visit his career.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah,
It
no,
won't
it's
be
been,
in Arlington though.
No.
yeah. It's been oh, God. My dad's there, and it always every time I hear Trump went to Arlington, it makes me hurl. Okay. Well, I guess Malcolm. The problem is we just don't know. I mean, I keep being afraid that there still might be violence. I mean, this 70 days is going to seem like a long time, isn't it?
It is, and this is why I'm closely monitoring this on multiple levels. If you want some amusement, go to Parler.
Yeah.
And watch the crazy there. I mean, they are also eating each other.
Yeah.
My favorite part is the QAnon people are up in arms now because, as most people are saying, where's the plan? And this is the plan. And now you have other Q people going, this election of Biden was part of the plan. I mean, it's driving them crazy.
Yeah.
And that's fine. They can go crazy. The Proud Boys splitting into will only create a more militant main core Proud Boys. The problem is, since Trump has not spoken and given them any direction, they are sort of rudderless at this point. My problem is going to be when Trump decides that whatever he's texting about voter fraud, he comes out and says it out loud and says, we won the election. I don't care what the certification are. This Saturday, we're supposed to have the 14th, the March for Trump, right? The fans march at marchfortrump.com, where all these people are supposed to come out across the United States and have this, Million MAGA March. That's what they're calling it. I'm not joking.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Right. There will be another super spreader event that hasn't killed the people that already weren't killed by his rallies, but yes.
We've seen them make a call for truckers to stop delivering loads and to create trucker convoys and stuff like that. This goes back to that whole vanilla ISIS theme of them wanting to project power in a place where they don't have power. And if they don't feel like they're going to be able to retain that, that's when you're going to see the hotheads come out. But everything rests on what Donald Trump says. If he says, don't surrender, then this thing's going to go hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as a former Navy guy, I know your favorite thing was the Trump boat parade where half the boat sank. Because that's
that reminded me of something we did in the first Gulf War, which involved 68 ships sinking. So,
all right, Malcolm.
Me Trafalgar.
You were fairly calming for you, so I will.
Oh, you know what? I can sleep every night now. I mean,
all right, if you can sleep.
Great.
You can
We're
sleep.
winners.
I'll sleep until you tell me otherwise. All right. Love you, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
All right.
Bye.